of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. All commissioners are present. This time we have some years of service recognition we'd like to do. Deb Gregory, I don't believe, is here. She has 10 years of service with the county. We appreciate her services. Linda LaBarber, you want to come on up? Has 15 years.
Thank you.
Lisa Vale's not here. She has 20 years. And the big one is Jeff Shoemaker. Jeff, you come up, 25 years of service for the county. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, item number 5.
Make a motion to recess the commissioners meeting open the salary board.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to take action on item 5, recess the commissioners open salary board. All in favor?
Aye.
Salary board agenda. Salary board called order 9:01. All are present. Item number 3.
Do we have any minutes of them? We already did it, didn't we?
That was done at the end of the meeting.
That was that one we did at the end of the last meeting, so we can, if I figure out that. So, take action on 3. Item number 4.
I make a motion to set the salary for the county solicitor at $37,500 a year with benefits.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to set the salary for the county solicitor at $37,500 per year with benefits according to government mandates. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 5.
I make a motion to address item number 5 on the agenda.
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Treasurer here. Oh. Jason. Sorry?
I'll wear my name tag next
Well,
time.
you don't have to wear it. That's just, used to, 4 years it was always Treasurer Benedict, Treasurer Benedict. So, it's getting used to all the new players here now. So, we have a motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Treasurer Miller, and to eliminate the position of the non-union part-time district attorney. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 6.
Make motion on the next item to create the position of full-time first assistant district attorney. I believe it's salary of $60,000.
I'll second it.
A motion by District Attorney Klein, second by Commissioner Warren, to create the salary position of a non-union full-time first deputy district attorney, rate $60,000 per year, minimum 40 hours per week, effective January 13, of course with benefits per the recommendation of the district attorney. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Item 7.
I make a motion to act on item 7.
Okay, a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, a motion by Coroner Connerton, second by Commissioner Warren to change the 2016 pay rate of the non-union position of deputy coroner to $14.57 per hour, not to exceed 20 hours per week with a total year cap of $44.65, January 4, 2016, per the recommendation of the coroner.
I second that.
No, it was already seconded.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apologize.
Questions or comments? All right, and basically what this is a housekeeping just to clean up from the last motion, because the last motion we did in the previous salary board, it appeared that it looked like a salary position. It's not, it's an hourly position. All in favor?
Aye.
Any public comment on the salary board? Item number 8.
I'll make a motion to close the salary board meeting.
Second.
Motion by Treasurer Miller, second by Commissioner Warren to close the salary board meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Closed. We are back to the Commissioners meeting at 9:04. Item number 6.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the December 23rd Commissioners meeting.
I abstain.
I'll second that. A motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Hall to approve the minutes of the December 23rd, 2015 Commissioners meeting. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, and one abstention.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the January 4th organizational meeting.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve the item 7, approve the minutes of January 4th, 2016 organization meeting. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 8.
I make a motion to approve number 8 on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 8 on the agenda, to approve the following as stated cash disbursements and electronic payments. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Item number 9.
Make a motion to approve seminar requests listed on the agenda.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 9 on the agenda, to approve, ratify, or approve the following as stated seminar requests and or payments. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 10.
I make a motion to approve item 10 on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 10 on the agenda, to ratify and accept with regret the resignation of Lucas Estes at the jail. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Item 11.
Make a motion to approve item number 11 is listed on your agenda.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, to approve item 11 on the agenda, to accept with regret the resignation of Paige Hersha from 911. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
I make a motion to approve number 12 on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren, to ratify and accept with regret the resignation of James Ditchy from Voter Red, effective close of business January 5th. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
Make a motion to approve item number 13 with the addition of, per the recommendation of Warden Mark Shelp.
I second that.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve and to ratify and accept the termination of Ashley Corbin from the jail. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 14.
I make a motion to approve item 14.
I'll second it.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 14 on the agenda, to approve the hiring of Ryan Tater of Montrose to the open full-time union position of Systems Manager Database Analyst at a rate of $12.26 per hour, effective January 5th. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried.
Make a motion to approve item number 15 is listed on your agenda.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 15 on the agenda, the hiring of Teresa Benici of Halsted, the open full-time union position of receptionist office assistant, rate of $10.35 per hour. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve item 16 on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 16 on the agenda, the hiring of Brian James of Susquehanna, the open full-time non-union position of Human Resources Administrative Clerk at $25,000 a year, effective January 14th. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So carried. Item 17.
Make a motion to approve item number 17 is listed on your agenda.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 17 on the agenda, to ratify and approve the transfer of Diane Quattro from the full-time union position of Assistant Director of Elections to voter register to the full-time non-union position of Director of Elections, salary of $35,000 a year, minimum 40 hours per week. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain. So carries. Item
I'll
18.
make a motion to approve item number 18 is listed on your agenda.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve the hiring of Sarah Ray Sison of Susquehanna to the open full-time position of Assistant Director of Elections, voter register, $11.59 per hour, effective January 25th, 2016. Questions or comments?
I have plenty.
I'm sure. All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain. Item 19,
I make a motion to approve item 19 on the agenda.
Is it a full-time position?
Part-time.
It's a part-time, right?
Part-time position, actually.
Okay, I'll second it with a change of part-time.
okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 19 on the agenda to ratify and acknowledge the transfer of Sean Hennessy from the part-time position of deputy coroner to the part-time position of chief deputy coroner. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
20.
Make a motion to approve item number 20 is listed on the agenda with the change of the full-time position to make it a part-time.
I second that.
Okay, a motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to ratify and acknowledge the transfer of Richard Hennessy from the part-time position of chief deputy coroner to the part-time position of deputy coroner. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
21.
I make a motion to approve item number 21.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 21 on the agenda, acknowledge the hiring of Charles Bennett of Friendsville to the open part-time position of corrections officer effective January 5th. Questions or comments? All in favor? So carried.
Make a motion to approve item number 22 is listed on your agenda.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 22 on the agenda to ratify and acknowledge the hiring of Emily Welch of Appalachian, New York to the open part-time position of corrections officer. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. 23.
Make a motion to approve item 23 on the agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 23 on the agenda to ratify and acknowledge the hiring of Katie Kenyon of Windsor, New York to the open part-time position of corrections officer. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 24.
I make a motion to approve item number 24 is listed on the agenda.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 24 on the agenda to acknowledge the appointment of Eugene Mashinsky of Springville to the Susquehanna County Task Force effective January 13th, 2016. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. 25.
I make a motion to approve item 25 on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, seconded by Commissioner Warren to acknowledge the removal of Andrew Junkin from Susquehanna County Task Force effective January 13, 2016, per the recommendation of District Attorney. Questions or comments?
I have a question. The removal of as opposed to the resignation of?
It's resignation.
Okay, can we change it to resignation, please? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
You're fine
Yeah,
with the
this-
change?
Yes.
He has to be removed.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 26.
I make a motion to approve item number 26 is listed on your agenda. And I have a question.
I second that.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 26 on the agenda to appoint the following to the Susquehanna County Emergency Preparedness Task Force. I'm not sure, we'll have to find out.
Rhonda Harris, Montrose School District. Shouldn't that be Blue Ridge?
No, she's in
the
Montrose.
new transportation coordinator for Montrose.
She is? Okay, all right. Okay, so why do we have two then? For Montrose? I'm just curious, that's all.
There's not a limit, it basically depends on who's willing to participate in the meetings and with the group and whatnot.
Okay, that's
We
good.
basically want to make sure we have representation from school districts, so.
Okay.
Francine Shea left Mountain View School District in 2014. Karen Boyd is the superintendent there, if you want to go with the superintendents.
Okay, that one we'll have to review. Paul, you'll have to find out about that one.
Okay.
And if so, we'll We'll remove Francine for right now, and then we can add somebody at the next meeting once you find out.
Okay.
if that person comes. So will you amend to remove Francine?
Yes.
And you will amend? Okay. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 27.
I make a motion to approve item 27 on our agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 27 on the agenda, to appoint the following to the local emergency planning committee for the years 2016 through 2017. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. 28.
Make a motion to approve item number 28 is listed on your agenda.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 28 on the agenda to sign the 2016 annual maintenance contract with Region Generator for generators located throughout Susquehanna County. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye. I make a motion to approve item 29 on our agenda.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren to approve item 29 on the agenda to sign the certification of county funds for the 2016 program year for the purchase of agricultural conservation easements. Total funds in the amount of $56,958 were appropriated. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 30.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 30 is listed on your agenda.
I second it.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 30 on the agenda to sign the 2015 fair grant agreement between Susquehanna County Commissioners and Pennsylvania Finance Agency in the amount of $1.6 million. Questions or comments?
So
Yes.
is that how much we've been allocated then?
Bobby Joe?
Yes,
Thank you.
that was also Tree Hub and the Housing Authorities projects rolled together.
Yeah, so it falls for both.
Thank you.
Okay, public comment on the Commissioners meeting. Yes.
Can I step back to, I noticed another one on the Emergency Preparedness Task Force. I believe Forest City School District, John Kopicki, I don't believe he's still the superintendent there. I believe they also have a new super, and her name escapes me.
And I believe you're correct. Paul, you want to check on that one?
Stacy Mead. Stacy what? What was the name?
Her name escapes me.
Oh, I thought you said
No.
Stacy Mead. Okay, sorry. I need a hearing aid.
Okay, well, you'll need to check that one out so we can fix that one. I think she's absolutely right.
I think she is.
Any other questions? Yes.
Yeah, back in the, I was looking at the videos for the commissioners meeting, because I think you're very helpful to the community. And back in December, and I don't remember which meeting it was, somebody brought up a comment about the noise ordinance. Has anything else been going on pertaining to that?
Absolutely. So let me give you an update on that, because I've been working on that a lot.
Good.
And our solicitor's been working on it with us, our new solicitor. Here's where we stand. So it's our understanding DEP, as of 1978, ended their enforcement of noise control.
Right.
They just decided they were done and just stopped doing it.
Correct.
Currently, the PA Act 26, Chapter 78, Subchapter C, the rules and regulations for gas wells, had language in it for the 50 decibels and the noise control in DPE's language. They have struck it out. So the problem is the legislators and DEP have struck that all out from their ordinances, so they don't have to regulate it or enforce it. So with that being done, you know, there's two things that take place here. There's only two agencies that can control it. Either locally at the townships and municipalities. If the townships and municipalities want to control it, they can't just pass an ordinance. They have to take and have zoning, they have to have a comprehensive plan, they have to go through all that process in order to take and put an ordinance in to control the noise at the compressor stations. Which of course is very costly to the local municipalities to do that. The agency that should be doing it is DEP. They're the ones that should be controlling this. That's why it was in that language, and they've decided to strike it out so they didn't have to do it. Now, I'll remind you that with that, DEP from the Act 13 funding, since day one, has received $24 million out of this Act 13 funds to step up their agency to protect the citizens with all the issues that are associated with the gas and oil industry. Now, I don't know how you spend $24 million and decide you're gonna pick and choose which thing you're gonna protect us from and not protect us from. But apparently DEP and the legislators have allowed this to happen. Now, this bill is going back onto the floor, I guess, this year sometime to try and get past this regulation. So I would encourage everybody to call your legislators and request that DEP gets back in the regulation of the noise control like they were supposed to be and spend part of their $24 million to do that. The issue that you run into with local municipalities trying to do this, yes, there are some that do have zoning and there are some that are looking at zoning. The problem you run into with a local municipality, when you have a local government and their budget's like $50,000, $60,000 a year, and now they have to pass the zoning, they have to pass the ordinance, now they have to get a compliance officer, they have to pay to take and get the testing done, and all that is extremely expensive on the municipalities and the townships. On top of that, then they have to be prepared to go to court if somebody fights them and spend probably millions of dollars in legals fees to go up against these big oil and gas giants that we have. So our local municipalities, again, don't have the power or the resources to do that. The agency that does is DEP. The agency that should be doing it is DEP. Our legislators and DEP should be handling this and taking care of it for the citizens, and unfortunately they're not. So again, I would encourage everybody to call the legislators and tell them to take part of that $24 million they've received already and get this legislation changed and get the regulations put in place so they can monitor it and take care of it. So that's what I found out so far.
Okay, I know we have a noise ordinance in the...
Our noise ordinance that we have is for planning and for the licensing of the facility. It's not an ordinance to take, it's not an ordinance that's enforceable once the station is up and running.
So therefore...
We have no right nor legal authority to set an ordinance in somebody else's township or municipality. We can't regulate what goes on in somebody's town or municipality. Only the townships and municipalities can do that.
We don't cover the county.
The lowest form of government in Pennsylvania is the highest form of government, meaning that the townships and municipalities have more authority than the county. We cannot override the townships and municipalities and tell them what they have to do.
Okay.
The townships and municipalities are the ones that have all the authority. The only agency that has authority over them would be DEP out of Harrisburg through legislation, through the legislators. And they're the ones that have to do this. Yes.
Because this was brought up in December, I went back because we discussed it last year, it was last January, and I pulled the article from that, where at the February 11th, 2015 meeting, you determined that the saldo requirements only covered permitting,
Right.
not the operation of the station.
Right.
So
And that's
that
correct.
that was hashed out here last year.
Right, it was hashed out last year, and that is absolutely correct. And we revisited it again to make sure, and yes, it's only for the permitting. We have no authority to go into the townships and municipalities and put ordinances on those townships and municipalities. That has to be done by local zoning. But, as I said, DEP, who originally had the language in there, struck the language out so that they didn't have to enforce it. But yet, as I said, they've already received $24 million so far since the Act 13 impact fee has gone into effect.
So right now, there's nothing covering anybody. They can do whatever they want, and
Pretty much.
the public...
I don't really want to say that in public, but pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless the local municipalities or townships pass the zoning and put an ordinance in,
Yeah, you're not going to...
the only other option is to seek legal counsel to see if there's anything you can do about the level of the noise as far as the personal invasion of noise into your property, and try to handle it that way in a private. But then again, you're talking about an individual trying to go up against big industry, and it's basically impossible. The place this has to happen, the agency, it's called DEP for a reason, Department of Environmental Protection. It's their job to take and protect us.
Yeah, but they've been very weak.
Well, that's why they got $24 million, so they wouldn't be weak.
Yeah.
And that was the whole spiel from Harrisburg to say that's why we need all this money in Harrisburg out of this out of this money. I mean, almost, when you look at it, you know, almost half the money that comes in Act 13 goes into agencies out of Harrisburg. You know, we're talking, you know, $400 million, over $400 million that's gone into agencies and trying to come back out. So that's what I can tell you about noise ordinance. Any other questions? Yes, Al?
On that 29 there, I was going to question you on, how does that compare with what they got last year?
29. It's pretty close, actually. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a little bit higher than what we had last year. I think it was in the high 40s last year, the year before. So it's a little bit more this year.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
We put in 41,
Right.
and then the difference is the clean and green. Right.
And this is, and so you understand, this is money that we put in as a county. We put in 41,000, and the rest is the interest that comes in from the clean and green rollbacks. Any other public comments on the commissioners meeting? All right, if not,
Make a motion to adjourn. Second that.
motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to adjourn the commissioners meeting. All in favor? Aye. This time we will open the retirement board meeting at 9:26 a.m. All are present. Item number 3.
I'll make a motion to set the rate of regular interest for 2016 at 4%.
I second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to set the item number 3, to set the rate of the regular interest at 2016 at between 4 and 5.5% by law. It's set at 4%. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any comment on the retirement board? No comment. Item number 4, will the Deputy Chief Clerk please read back the minutes for approval?
Item number 1, Commissioner Hall calls the retirement board being to order at 9:26 a.m. in the Commissioners' meeting room. Number 2, all commissioners are present, including Treasurer Miller. Item number 3, motion by Commissioner Warren to set the rate of regular interest for 2016 at 4% to be credited to the member contribution accounts in the Susquehanna County Employee Retirement Plan. Seconded by Commissioner Elizabeth Arnold. Passed by all, motion carried.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as read.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Treasurer Miller to approve item 5, approve the minutes as read. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 6.
I'll make a motion to close the retirement board meeting with a correction that we strike out and open the salary board.
Second.
Motion by Treasurer Miller, seconded by Commissioner Warren to close the retirement board meeting. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
It's so closed at 9:28. And I think at that point, I'm out of here, and then there's another meeting. So don't go away.